E&E customers, welcome to the big, beautiful diet of 2025 and 2026. By utilizing aluminum, Teflon infused, hard coat, we've been able to cut the weight and in some instances the size of parts used every day by a very significant amount. We've also integrated into many parts non-metallic materials to further reduce the weight. So let's start with a real common part. This is a manual shot pin. Pin locks into place. Standard part's been made for a long time, weighing in about 830 grams. Customer came to us on a hanging tool and said, too heavy. So we went to Teflon infused hard coat aluminum ram and the weight went down by 200 grams. Customer came back and said, still too heavy. So we went to a composite body and the weight went down by another 300 grams. So at the end of the day, we have the same functionality in a part that weighs 1/3 of the original. We also incorporate a lot of non-metallic materials. Example 1, example 2. Standard handle for a hanging tool, steel collar, steel handle. The same handle in aluminum weighs half as much. We've also done these in some other matched split type bearing configurations, steel version of a 50 millimeter matched split clamp-on bearing, and an aluminum version of a 75 millimeter, much larger unit at a lower weight. How does this transfer to some of the other components that we use so widely in the automotive and now in other automation configurations? First, let's talk about shot pin. Big problem with shot pin and aluminum was always holding the same tolerance in aluminum that we can hold in steel. We figured out a way to do that in 2025 and do it repeatedly at a very reasonable cost. The result is a 2.6 kilogram difference in a ram that does the exact same function and is the exact same size. What does this translate to in standard shot pins? If you look at the E&E steel version at 6.2 kilograms for our stainless steel ram, 4.4 for the aluminum ram, and our competition's unit at 8.2 kilograms hasn't been on the big beautiful diet yet. Here's our new end effector full-size shot pin at 2.8 kilograms. So in effect, I can take 3 E&E end effector aluminum shot pins and one of the competition standard steel shot pins and have the same weight. So think about that on an end effector. If you have 2 shot pins and you just change them out, 2 8.2 for 2 2.8, you save 12 pounds in that end effector right off the get-go. The aluminum also comes into play as a standard with our electric units. So this being, we're going to use this as the standard comparison. These are all 50 millimeter stroke units, right? So we're 6.0 here, we're at 6.2 for the stainless steel, 6.2 with the electric aluminum. So that makes our electric unit, even including the motor, lighter than the standard steel unit. Now let's talk about reducing some size and reducing the weight. This is a floating and retracting shot pin. Not only is it half the length, but it's also 6.2 versus 2.4, less than half the weight. Floating pin. This floats, but does not retract. Very widely used for repositioning parts after pin picking. This part weighs less than half of any competitor's part. Let's move along to another component that has for a very long time been a very heavy part of end effectors, especially end effectors that utilize vacuum cups. So you need a safety clamp. The lightest 50 millimeter clamp configuration that you can put together with the smallest NAM's arm weighs 4 kilograms. At E&E, we've partnered up with Cosmec, the people who make the smallest, lightest pin clamps in the world, to give you the smallest, lightest locking clamp in the world at 1.1 kilograms. This unit is full locking and it's collet locking, so it's far more secure than an over center type lock, especially as these get older. If they're exposed to any vibration, you can pull that lock loose. You cannot pull a collet lock loose. So here I'm saving 3 kilograms for every application. So if I take an end effector with 2 standard shot pins and replace them with 2 aluminum end effector shot pins and 2 safety clamps, replace 2 of these, including the arms, I'm going to save in the end effectors 6 kilograms. In the shot pins, if I'm using E&E, I'm going to save 3.4 kilograms each, or another 7 kilograms. If I'm using the competitor shot pins at 8.2 kilograms, I'm going to save 10 kilograms just in shot pins. So 16 kilograms just by replacing 2 shot pins and 2 clamps. That's a lot of weight, my friends. Now let's meet our competitors for the biggest loser of 2025. First, the new aluminum electric shot pin versus the standard pneumatic shot pin. This girl has reduced her width by almost 40 millimeters and reduced the weight by over 1 kilogram, going from air to electric. It's also shorter. Contestant number 2, standard 50-stroke stainless steel shot pin versus the aluminum end effector shot pin. 6.2 kilograms versus 2.0. This guy has reduced his weight by more than half. Then there's this product, which has never really been available to use on end effectors or end of arm tools before. The competitor's standard product has half of the extend and retract force and weighs 38.4 kilograms. E&E's aluminum version of the double shot pin has twice the force and it's 24 kilograms, 50 pounds lighter. So I can pick this unit up now with one hand. I think that this is the biggest loser of 2026.